Okay, the timer starts now. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of With All Due Respect. Are we still calling it that? Okay. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All Due Respect. It's your host, Maria and Inder. Actually, we both are hosts and who's the guest? Nobody's the host. Let's start that again.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of With All Due Respect. Today we're going to be talking... This is where you say shit. Today we're going to be talking...
Shit.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do that again. So it's a bit... Today we're going to be talking...
Mad shit.
We're going to be talking about horrible, I guess, real estate stories that our clients have been through, we've
Pretty
been
much,
through,
yeah.
Right? Just to add a little bit of spice.
A little masala.
Yeah. Okay, should we start with you first or me first?
Let's start with you first, because I feel like I don't have that many stories, and I feel like you probably have more.
What
Girls
enough.
always have worse situations than guys
Or maybe
do.
because we like talk about it. Like I had to remind you the shit that you went through.
That's true. Actually,
you're like, I blocked that trauma.
I don't even think it's really trauma. It's just like that type of shit happens on a normal day-to-day basis on multiple deals. Like every situation is a fucking bad situation.
Yeah. Should I talk about my own possession?
Yo,
Okay, so
that's a whole nother level of shit.
yeah, so I'll talk about my possession. Let's start with that one. So this is December, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like excited to move in right before Christmas. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have
Yeah, you
enough
were fucking
time.
pumped.
Yeah, I was pumped. Like I was like, yes, got this property, going to move in, everything's gonna be great. Okay. Possession day comes along and I'm like, okay, I'm messaging the realtor. First, he's not coming to meet me. He's just telling me like, oh, you'll get the keys. They're on the counter, things like that. I'm like, okay, great, sure, right? So they pushed the possession time. So I was supposed to get possession around 11.
Yeah.
And they pushed it to like 1. And even at 1, they're not giving me any answers, right? They're like, cleaners are in there. There were no cleaners. Sellers are still moving out. Okay.
It's a breach of contract.
Yeah. But you know what? You're like, we understand, right?
Yeah.
We're like, you know what? That's fine. So I'm like, okay, sure. Then I go inside the property. I realize I have no keys to the property, only like the little pin on the door. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Everything's fine. I walk into the house and it smells so bad. It smells like dog piss. Like it's so bad. I'm like, oh shit.
Very
But
cool.
luckily I had like a carpet cleaner and everybody
Lined
lined
up
up.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Everything will be clean. So anyway, so the carpet cleaner, he's cleaning and stuff. So I'm just going around checking the house and there's like fixtures removed. And like some of these fixtures are so stupid. Like they took like the toilet holder like fixtures. Like who unscrews those and takes them
Yeah.
with them? They did that. They took shower curtains. They did like just like some really random shit. Just trust me, the house was a huge mess. Like behind the microwave, there was so much gunk. Not microwave, the stove. There was so much gunk. Behind the fridge, there was so much shit. And it's like they've never ever cleaned before in their life, right?
Just tip, guys, once a year, pull your stoves forward, pull your fridges forward,
Yeah.
and clean behind them.
Please, yeah.
You'll-
And especially if you're giving up like possession, like don't you want the new people to have like
But the thing
a
is,
clean house to come to?
I agree with you. A
Yeah.
lot of people, some people think like that, where so they, you know what, we're gonna make sure we give them a clean environment.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's a normal
it's
thing
a
to do.
professional thing to do at the end of the day. But a lot of people here, they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They just fucking quickly wipe it down, but like fuck this shit. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to probably go clean our new place as well. So fuck it, they'll come clean theirs as well anyway.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of properties where they say they're supposed to be nice and clean manner, but it's like the cleanup job is pretty questionable.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they made their kids do it.
Like I would be okay if there was no like when I'm telling you like the blinds, if you open the blinds, there was like shit in between the blinds.
Yeah, like caked on like dirt.
Yeah,
right?
it was so bad, and I had to like remove them and like throw everything out. Like I literally
I've
holes
gone
in the
through
walls.
that as well. We purchased
Yeah.
homes in the past as well where we've taken possession and like the blinds are fucking just like caked on dirt. The blinds are supposed to be white. You can tell they have like a brown tint to them.
No, not even just that. Like there was actually shit like in between the blinds,
Ew.
and I'm like, what even is this, right? And I don't want to touch it. So what we do is, yeah,
Should
believe
give
it
it
or
a little
not,
taste test.
and I literally had to take it out, and I was like, I can't deal with this shit, right? Anyways, aside from all of that, right? We go to the backyard, and it's covered, like layers of like dog feces. Covered, okay? And I'm like, oh, that's nasty. Like that's one thing I'm not gonna clean up. I don't care like what it is. Like I'm not gonna do it, right? So we're going back and forth with the sellers, and I'm like, hey, this is like a breach of contract. You didn't give me keys. You don't give me this, blah, 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 right? You at least need to come back to the backyard and clean up your dog's feces, right? Like, I'm not going to clean that up.
Yeah.
And there's a bucket that they have just piled on dog
Ew.
feces, and it's just sitting in the backyard, okay?
Maybe
So I'm
they're trying
like,
to make manure.
dude, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Can you even make it with dog shit?
Well, I know this. Like in my dog, when he used to shit in the backyard, like he had a little.
The grass is greener.
Oh, yo, the grass was flourishing. Like you don't even know. I used to cut the grass, and that shit used to grow like this tall.
Yeah.
And it used to be so green and so lush. And the side where he doesn't take a shit on and just like doesn't take a piss on or anything.
Yeah.
That side's just all like dead, has like little patches on it. But wherever he takes a shit,
Yeah.
it was like it's just growing.
Dude, but for ours, there was like nothing there because I think maybe like their diet was so bad. There was like, it was bad. But it was just like not caked on, but I don't know how to say it. It was like packed on the
I
soil.
use a little pooper scooper. So whenever he takes a shit, these little claws come out, I scoop it up and put it in the bag.
But I think what it was dog shit, and then on top of it, they shat more and then shat more, and then it was just covered.
The worst is when it rains. Because if you don't pick up the dog shit and then it rains, it starts like melting into the grass.
That's exactly what happened.
You can't get rid of that.
And that's what it was. And it was nasty, right? So then I'm like, okay, they're like, we're going to clean it up, take the bucket. I'm like, great, please do. They come over and I'm happy, like finally, at least this is the one thing they can do for us, right? They come over. They come to first, they don't tell us. They go to the backyard and they pick up the bucket. And then my brother, he was the only one that he was at home like by himself. And he's like, oh, like, did you guys pick up the dog feces too? And they're like, no, that's not our job. And my brother's like, the whole point of you coming here was to do that, right?
Yeah.
And instead, the guy was like, well, we left our garbage bin behind, so I'm gonna need that. Can you go bring it? And my brother's like, what garbage bin are you talking about, right? And he's like, either you bring it or I'm gonna I'm gonna come inside and take it myself, right? And at this point, I'm like, who the hell are these people? They're kicking the doors. Yeah, they're kicking the doors. They're
That's
slamming.
insane.
And it's like a mom and a son doing this shit, okay? So it's not even just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even just like, maybe like, I would say like guys doing this stuff. It's like a mom and a son doing this stuff. Whatever. Long story short, we had to get the police involved. We had to file a complaint against them.
Shit.
And they had to warn them to like not show up at our property again. Yeah. So that's my own,
That's
you know what I mean?
insane.
Like, we talk about like clients going through stuff. There's no client that went through what I went through during my possession.
Yeah, like my possession was really smooth. The listing agent even gave me a fucking bottle of alcohol, and the house was nice and tidy, clean.
The listing agent for the one I was dealing with, like, I don't even think he knows what he was like. He's like, I'm like, hey, you can't, like, you need all.
I was about to say his name.
Yeah, we always tell each other, don't be a.
Yeah.
And that's his name. Yeah, because he just, I don't even know what the hell, like, I don't even think he knows what he was doing. Like, how do you let your client do this type of stuff and not talk to them and be like, yo, this is illegal?
It's a lot of times it's not the realtor's fault either. Sometimes they do educate their clients on what the conditions of the house should be like once you have to give possession and what you need to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times the sellers, they don't care.
That's true.
They're like, go now, whatever. Don't worry, we have time. Especially in the Brown community, it's all about, don't worry.
Yeah.
Just, they don't really care about what's written in the contract. They go more by,
Yeah.
we'll just get it done, don't worry.
Yeah, just a disclaimer, these people weren't brown. So, you know, they weren't just like, oh, whatever.
Exactly. For once, it wasn't brown people.
For once. Yeah. But let's talk about yours.
One time we had this one property. We got it off market.
Yeah.
Our door knocked them. They were interested in selling. We had a buyer. So they agreed. We came to a very generous price for that time because the market was booming.
Yeah.
And even that time, for the area where the house was, we gave them a very, very good, generous price.
Yeah.
And they accepted it. Everything went well, very smooth. Went over to their house, got the documents signed.
Yeah.
Transition was smooth overall. Then it came time for possession. That went pretty good as well.
Okay.
They left the keys there. Agent just told me the garage code. I went inside, got the keys. Next thing you know, I start turning all the lights on.
Yeah.
I start turning all the appliances and everything on just to make sure because whenever I do a walk through the house, I turn everything on just so I can show the client, hey, everything's working right now.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the light bulbs colors are changed.
Oh my God.
So you know how we have like white lights here? So the whole house, they custom made it themselves.
Yeah.
The whole house had white bright lights, LEDs, right? Yo, these people went through the whole house and changed each and every single bulb to the yellow ones. Even the ceilings that were like fucking like 13, 14, 15 feet high, they changed them off of those as well. The chandelier had changed as well.
What? Chandelier?
Not the actual chandelier, but the light bulbs were changed on all of them. It's like, who does that? You're paying almost $1.6 million for a house and you're gonna fucking try to save a combined $200 by changing light bulbs to take to your new house.
Yeah, they did it to my house too. Like when you turn on the lights, the bulbs were so dim, and I'm like, why is this dim? Because when I came here for showing, it wasn't dim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
But that's so cheap.
I didn't even talk to the realtor anyways. Sorry, there was no realtor on the side. I didn't even talk to the clients. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna call them and be like, yo, give me the fucking light bulbs.
Yeah.
So I just told my clients, I'm like, yo, if you want them replaced, like I'll just pay you.
Yeah.
Just go get new ones. It's not a big deal, right?
But your clients were like, okay, like
my clients are chills. They were really nice people.
Yeah.
They could give
like,
two fucks themselves.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make sure the fireplace and everything else was working.
Yeah,
so that I made sure it was working. But yeah, I was just surprised. I've never seen that happen before. Like, I've heard of people do it, but I've never actually like personally seen it.
Yeah.
Then that was that one. Then I have this one more.
Yeah.
This property was in Chilliwack.
Okay? I know this one.
Yeah, you know this one? Yeah.
A little bit, not too much.
Okay. This was also in 2021. The market was booming hot.
Yeah.
My clients wanted to buy a place and they couldn't really find anything in Surrey because they wanted a new house.
Yeah.
After months of searching, we finally got in touch with this developer. They developed a bunch of houses. And at first, they were very difficult to deal with. I reached out to them regarding a couple of other projects and they were just not very responsive. And anyways, my clients really liked that property. And they actually knew the developer somehow through their family relations or whatnot.
Yeah.
Long story short, it was a house that was under construction. We did the contract, did the deal, everything. We included in that the basement had to be completed prior to completion because it was very important for my clients to have that basement ready for mortgage purposes because they need the rents from that. A bunch of other stuff that my clients wanted in the house, which they all agreed to, like installing a charger for their Tesla and all this other stuff. And it was all written in the contract. We did a walkthrough. We were going back and forth with the clients. Yeah. We had certain deadlines for stuff, right? Certain things need to line up. They were telling us. We did the walkthrough. At the walkthrough, the whole house is supposed to be ready to go. This is the final walkthrough we're supposed to do with the clients where we can just see imperfections in the walls or anything else that needs to be fixed or addressed, right? Yeah. We walk into the house. First thing I see, I walk into the basement. Empty. No cabinets, no appliances, no shelves, no nothing.
Wait, how?
Not even painted properly yet.
How far are you from completion at this point?
Week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
The final walkthrough is usually like a couple weeks before completion, right? So
it's not even like, you're not even doing this a month before.
No, not even a month before. And it was supposed to be done before.
So, this is the final.
It was subject to those things.
So walkthrough, okay,
and then the walkthrough was subject to, right? So anyways, I walk in, nothing's there. Yeah. We walk upstairs. The house is still a mess. There's fucking like dirt all over the floor still. No one really cleaned up. There's still work being done. And that day, I took two rolls of tape, and we pretty much went through both of them. Like afterwards, the house just had blue tape everywhere.
Oh my, you're kidding.
Because there were so many imperfections. Like they cut out the hole for the light on the island, and they left like this big of a gap on the side, just visibly showing there. In front of the hood fan.
Was he a new developer?
No, they developed lots of houses. They made 4 houses on that block.
Oh my god.
So, but the thing was this. Yeah. It's an owner who's building that house, who's hired these guys. And in between, he's also bringing his own tradesmen and using theirs. So there's a lot of miscommunication. Like I have to talk to the realtor. Realtor talks to his partner, who's the builder. The builder then talks to the client. And that's how the channel was working. Oh man. So hood fan goes there, right? Around the hood fan, there's supposed to be a cover. That wasn't there. And around that cover is a huge hole like this big. So let's just say it's a square. Yeah. Around the square is a big circle. You can just visibly see it. Like shit like that was missing. Oh, all the switches in the house were giving you electric shocks. I kid you not. You would touch the switch, it would fucking shock you.
Oh my god.
At one point, I was so scared I didn't want to turn the lights on and off. I was just using my elbows and shit.
I'd be like, client, turn
and no, my client noticed it too. He's like, yo, it's shocking me, right? Yeah. So he went in and tested it. Yeah. So he's in IT and he does a lot of low voltage and stuff, and he's like the electrician didn't do his job properly. Yeah. Oh my god. He's like, there's issues with the wiring. That's why it's causing this short circuit where you feel that little static. That was there. Then the fence wasn't installed. Landscaping wasn't done. The charger was not even installed. And I had personally went and dropped off the charger to them. I gave them the charger and everything. I'm like, here's the charger. Can you guys please install it before the freaking walkthrough so my clients can just see it's installed properly? Yeah. That wasn't done. Then got back with them. Yeah. Finally sorted it out. Oh yeah, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Yeah. Blah blah. We have a delay of this. Oh, there's shortage of grass. Right, there was a shortage of grass that time, so that I understand. Landscaping, sure. Fencing, sure. There's a shortage of products, right? But the main stuff, the kitchen needs to be done. That wasn't done.
No, the biggest thing is that the basement was just blank. Like
it was blank. It's
there's
blank.
Nothing there.
Nothing there. And then after that, we did another walkthrough because they said, okay, now the stuff is here. That day they told me the basement's now ready, guys. I walk in, cabinets are there, no appliances.
So it's not ready.
Chargers installed, it's installed crooked.
And your client's looking at you like...
My client's like, yo, bro, what the fuck is this? We're buying almost a it was 1.350 million for the house, brand new.
Oh my God.
Including GST. They paid, it had, right? So it's like, there's still supposed to be a certain level of professionalism, a certain level of finish in the house when you're making these houses for clients. Just because you're a developer or a builder and you're making spec homes doesn't mean that you can cut corners and not give a shit about it, right?
100%.
Somebody's actually going to live there, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're paying almost $1.3 million. The value should still be there.
Yeah.
Like, you should still own up to your level of work.
Hello there, our respectful listeners. If you're here, you're probably on the lookout for more real estate knowledge. Well, no more searching, let all the real estate answers come to you. Get our latest updates, exclusive listings, and entrepreneurial insights when you text VIP to the number 778-402-9732 or visit the link in our description to join our weekly newsletter. Receive all the perks for no cost at all. That's VIP at 778-402-9732. Now on with the episode. Yeah, I remember actually I also had a possession close to the time that you were doing this, and my client also bought a brand new property in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
Right? And we thought it was not done because all that they had left was like landscaping. It was like just like some minor things, and we were like, why is this not done? And then when you came and told me about the basement stuff, I'm like, never mind. Like, I think my client has it so easy.
No, and then afterwards, then the second time around, nothing was done. Like, it wasn't done yet, right? And then upstairs too, there's a couple of things that needed some fixing and stuff. So, like the toilets.
Yeah.
The plumbing around the toilet was
That's
not done properly, right? One of the glass doors in the shower was grinding on the fucking other glass.
I'm surprised your clients didn't back out.
One of the lights was broken and cracked. So, like, little stuff, which is normal. I get it. Stuff breaks in between shipment and stuff.
Yeah.
But it should be replaced, right?
Yeah.
So that time I did an addendum. I did a holdback on the property.
Okay.
Of like, I think like a 10K.
Okay.
So I did a holdback. Completion date was coming close.
Yeah.
We were going back and forth with them, me and Jazz talking to them. They're like, yeah, it's done, bro. Everything's taken care of. The fence is getting installed today. The grass is being done as well, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, come possession day, I get there early. Realtor's not there. Realtor comes. He opens the door. Basement's not finished.
Oh, God. And he didn't know this like the night before?
Basement's not finished. Realtor's like, I'm like, yo, bro, what is this? I'm like, this is fucking hella unprofessional, right? At the end of the day, like, you making me look bad and you're making yourself look bad as well.
100%.
Like, I'm telling my clients that you're getting it done on your assurity. So now I look like an asshole in front of my clients. They're gonna think I'm fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
To his defense, I get it too, because he's going through so many channels as well. It wasn't his. He's like, I was told by the buyer, by the owner and the developer that it's ready to go. Because he's like, I was on vacation. I came back and told me it's ready to go. I'm like, cool. So he's like, after that, I never came here.
Oh my God.
And the fence wasn't installed. The cameras were not installed. They cut the hole for the camera too big, and just threw a screen in there, like a small dinky screen. But the hole's so big, but just threw a screen in there because they had to, because it was in the contract, because I wrote it there. But they're gonna supply us with cameras and the display. Grass wasn't installed either. And the house also was not professionally cleaned. A brand new house was dirty.
So messed up.
There was like dust on the floor, dust on the cabinets, and all that shit. And then we hired cleaners. They came right away, got them to clean the house for them, because these guys were supposed to move. They had because my clients already had moved from their house and they were living on rent somewhere, and they had their stuff in storage. So they're already paying fees there, plus they're paying rent, plus paying for a mortgage now, and their house is not ready to move in. Like, that's type of shit that you have to deal with.
And then you were telling me you don't have any bad possession stories?
Yeah.
Why? Because you blocked that memory out?
I pretty much do.
Yeah.
A lot of things don't bother me. I have very good tolerance. Like, I don't get bothered very easily. I'm just like, whatever. Well, why would I need to stress over it for the rest of my life? Like, fuck it. Shit happens. I get that, right? To a certain, I'm a very understanding person.
100%. And I think, like, even for... like for us, like, we're just so used to it. Like, even today, like, I got a call first thing in the morning, something is going south with the mortgage of a client of mine, and my client's freaking out, like, she called me urgent, like, you know, she's messaging like crazy, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, this happens every time, we just have to, like, I'm like, that's okay, don't worry about it. She's like, I'm like, just relax, we'll figure it out, it will be done, right?
I got another story for you as well.
Which one?
I just remembered.
Which one?
This is one of my first deals I did from Agent Locator, the lead generation software.
Yeah.
So I got a lead from there. Listing, right? Me and Jazz go there. We get the listing, secured it in a fucking bag. I was pumped, right?
Yes.
And then this is like 2.5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just at the beginning of 2020, I think.
Yeah.
We got their house listed, sold it for a very good price.
Yeah.
Higher than what they wanted.
Nice.
Right?
It always feels good.
Always feels good, right?
Yeah.
And then they were pumped. We were pumped. Everything's good to go. The thing was, the house had 2 basement suites, but we never saw either one of them because they were both tenanted.
Yeah.
And the tenants weren't there at the time. And the owner said, yeah, no, he's like, their tenants are good. The basements are in very good condition. Like, this guy lives in, well, this is who lives in this one. This is who lives in this one.
Yeah.
This is what the rents are. They always pay rent on time. We're like, oh, cool. Good to go. And the house overall was very clean as well. Long story short, they saw the house, but the clients didn't see the basements that day because it was on second showing.
Yeah.
They wrote an offer. Offer got accepted. They came in for, I believe, a second viewing. And they looked at one of the suites. Destroyed.
Oh no.
Trashed. Like the guy, and then I walked in there that day because they were doing an inspection on the property. That's how they found out, through the inspection. That's where, yeah.
Oh my God.
So I got there for the inspection report around like 1 o'clock. The realtor comes. We all take the tour of the property because the inspector pulled me aside. He's like, bro, did you see the basement? I'm like, no. He's like, bro, it's filthy. I walk in there. There's kitty litter everywhere. There's shit on the floor. There's beer cans, pop cans open. There's fucking milk jugs in the fucking tub. The tub is full of beer cans. The sinks are fucking full of food, open shit container leaving it. There's clothes piled up in both of the rooms. It's a complete mess. You can't even, like, you need to keep your shoes on, and even that felt dirty.
Ew.
Right? And then on top of that, there were leaks underneath the sink, and they didn't do anything about it. So the whole fucking back of the sink cabinets were all rotted out and everything.
Oh my God.
Like, that whole kitchen needed to be redone. The floors need to be redone. There was like water damage on it. That cost our clients $40,000 price adjustment.
Oh no.
Yeah. So luckily the owners were nice enough. Or the people that bought it, they were like, you know what? We don't care. Just give us a reduction in price and we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Which was good for my clients because my clients were not that savvy to where they can take care of that stuff themselves. They can't handle that stress, right?
Yeah.
And they were willing to give them up to $40K because they're already making a handsome amount of money on their property, and they were happy either way. So all
it's
in
like
all,
a win-win.
It worked out in the end, but that's just like a couple of crazy shit that you have to deal with.
I don't think I've dealt with like not like that level. That's really bad.
I'm always skeptical of basement suites.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know what? I always like ask for it. Like I get it. We do this with our properties too. I always want to see it as part of the showing. Like sometimes realtors like, why does it matter? They're gonna rent it out. I'm like, yeah, but we don't know what kind of condition
this in. Yeah, and you still want to see what type of layout is, how big it is, right?
Yeah.
Like what
100%.
the overall suite looks like, because that's gonna also entail how much rent you can possibly get for that property.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Some of these people say, "Oh, we have fucking 3 basements in the house." You go look at the fucking basement suites. It's one dinky ass room with like a closet, a kitchen, and the sofa's in the kitchen. Yeah. And another one, there's no bedroom, but it's just kitchen, sofa, washroom, and they're calling it a suite. Like, how am I supposed to justify that to my client?
100%. Yeah. No, I like looking at it too.
Yeah.
Wait, I have one final story because I think Claudia is like, we're good. We're good to wrap up. Okay, one final story.
We're good to wrap up. We're good on time.
No, we're still good on time.
Oh, we are.
Yeah. We can keep shit talking.
Okay, we're only 23 minutes in. See, we're not like Jazz and me. Like, I feel like
because they talk so much.
Dude, they talk for an hour, and the thing is, they don't let the other person talk. I hate doing.
Does not let you get a word in. You're trying to say something. No, I should just keep going.
You know what I do?
I'm like, yo, bro, I already forgot what we were talking about because now you're talking about something completely different.
And you know what it is? Like when they're talking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a chance right now.
Yeah.
So the whole time when they're talking, I'm trying to figure out a way to.
All you hear is me going, and I go like, I think just to get myself in. And then one time I had to tell them like, yo, shut up. Let me talk. I remember that. Yeah. That's all 4 of us. You're like, shut up. Let me talk too now.
Yeah. I'm like, can you guys just shut up for 1 minute? But you know what the thing is though? When they're talking, because they're talking so much, I like zone out in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, I get bored and shit. I start thinking about other stuff.
I'm like, oh shit, I need to do this. And
what am I going to eat tonight?
Because they talk so much, right? And that's why I'm like, yo, we need to wrap this up. Anyways, let's get back to
our
we're good.
Gucci.
So this client of mine, like she's probably like my favorite client ever. Like she's so sweet. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love her so much. She's like so easygoing. Like, you know, she's just like a gem of a person. Okay. Anyways,
Kind of like us.
Yeah, kind of like us. Yeah, just a gem of a person. So she's amazing again, right? And at the time, she was pregnant, and we got her possession in a way where she got possession of the property that she bought before she had to give up the possession of the property that she sold. Okay. So I'm like, okay, great. So she's like, oh, by the way, like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'll grab your keys. Everything's going well. Possession day comes along, and the realtor, the listing agent, he talks to me and he's like, oh, I'm like, hey, can I get the keys? Like, I'm supposed to meet you there. He's like, yeah, I'll meet you there. Like, you know, nothing crazy. I'm like, okay, great. Then an hour later, I'm like, hey, can we meet now? Nothing. Yeah. 2 hours later, I'm like, hey, like, obviously I don't need the keys right away because my client, she's already at her house, so she doesn't need it. But I'm like, but I really want to just do the possession and get it over with type of thing, right? Finally, he's like to me, he's like, okay, sure. Then like he calls me, he's like, by the way, like the sellers, like they don't want to give the keys. I'm like, what do you mean they don't want to give the keys? The completion happened yesterday, right? Like property is now my client's, not your client's property. Yeah, we just need the keys now. Possession day now. Yeah, he's like, well, he's refusing to give keys because he's not happy. Like he's not happy with the listing agent. So I'm like, but what? And I'm like,
but that sounds like a you problem, motherfucker.
So I'm on the phone, like I'm like, you know, I'm trying so hard to like be like nice.
I think that was one of your earlier deals, right? So you're like a very naive realtor too.
No, not at this. I'm like, I'm actually, no, it wasn't one of my earlier deals, but it was like I was just trying to be very like accommodating, very nice,
yeah,
right?
Very nice person,
like,
overly nice.
You know what I mean? Like I was overly nice, right? And I like remember just like thinking to myself, I'm like, so like, how is that my problem if you can't give me the keys? Like, right? Like I'm trying to like, but I'm still being nice. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, did you talk to your managing broker? Right? And he's like to me, he's like, I can't get a hold of my managing broker. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, well, figure it out. Cause I'm like, I need keys, right? Then the guy's like, okay, the seller's like basically the whole story was that the seller, he was supposed to give them like some type of a discount on the commission. Okay. And he said, I never agreed to it, blah, blah, blah. And that's why, that's why the seller's like, I'm refusing to give the keys. Right. So I'm calling. And at this point, like, I think like I'm done being nice. So I'm like, hey, either you give me the keys, right? Or we're going to have to get like the police involved because now this is not your client's property. It's our client's property. And if they're even at that property, it's trespassing. So give the keys back, right? So he's calling the client. The client's not budging. He's like, I don't care. And then he's like, to us, this is his solution. He's like, here's the phone number of the seller. You guys deal with it. And he's like, I'm out. I can't do anything.
Yo, this man just dipped the scene.
He's like, I can't do anything. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what? Like, you know, us, we would be like deep involved in it.
Yo, that happened to me one time too.
Did it?
Yeah, she had a possession of this one property.
Yeah.
The realtor goes there, meets her, right? Mm-hmm. He literally comes outside, gives us the keys, doesn't even step inside the property, and kicks it.
Oh, is it the one that they pulled out the pipes? Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. So whenever realtors are in a hurry to go after possession,
you know something's wrong. Yeah. Something wrong. And then, but long story short, what happened was, and my client, she's like, so what's going on, Maria? Like, are you gonna give me the keys? I'm like, yeah. So like a little bit of a problem.
We're just getting a new set made for you.
Yeah, we just can't get keys because like they're not willing to give you keys to the property that you bought for a lot of money, right? And she's like, oh my God. And she's so sweet. So she's like, oh, it's okay. Like, you figure it out. And then we had to call the seller, and the seller's like fighting with us. He's like, I don't care. I'm not giving the keys. He was supposed to give me commission back. He's supposed to give me this, whatever it is, right? And we're like, dude, that's between you and your realtor, right? That has nothing to do with us or the buyer. She like, you know, did the completion. Everything was good to go. That's on you, right? He's not listening. And then I like towards the end, we had to tell him like, dude, either you give it or we're going to have to take you to court, right? And you're going to have to pay for our fees too, because we're spending a lot of time, right? Dealing with this. I was like, my client's like dealing with it.
That's it.
Right. And then at the end, he ended up giving the keys, but we had to go through so much just to get the keys. And then my client, like, she's oblivious to all of this, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then I had to like explain everything.
Then they say realtors don't do enough work for their money, right?
Yeah. I'm like, bro, you have no. But you know what? She is worth it. I would have done that for her like
100%.
100 times over. Like she's like one of the best people ever, right? But I just felt bad because like she's like so nice, and then this is happening to
Exactly.
her, right? Yeah. But those are, I guess, are a little bit of horror real estate stories. But I think Jazz and Imni have even more. Maybe we'll do another.
No, I'm pretty sure they have more.
A session with there.
So far, most of the properties that I show are pretty okay.
Mine too.
Yeah, like
Most of my
those
possessions have been pretty good.
probably the only bad stories that I've had. I don't think I've had
too.
any other bad completions or anything like that
Yeah.
that I can remember off the top of my head.
No, it's okay. I'll remind you like the Chilliwack one you forgot about.
Yeah.
You're like, I blocked that shit out.
That one's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, guys.
Yeah. And we will hopefully see you next time when I guess Emily and Jazz are not here.
Or whenever we get a chance to shoot because these guys talk so much.
I know. Hopefully. Yeah, maybe we should like start a petition to get Emily and Jazz to talk less.
We should start our own podcast.
Yeah. Maybe we should. What should we call it?
I don't know.
The I'm Show?
No.
I am.
Shut
like
the fuck up, the I'm Show.
Wouldn't it be the me show? Wouldn't it be the am I is me or is it my?
Whose name start? Oh.
I thought it would be my.
It would be my. How would it be me?
Me is
actually, it could
me.
be me, because yeah, it'd be me show.
Yeah. Okay, now we're just like talking like Emily and Jazz. We gotta stop.
All right, guys, follow us on all our social media pages. Give me a follow, Sold by Inder. Give Maria a follow at
Investments by Maria, or with Maria. Sorry.
Investments with Maria. And make sure you guys go to our link in our bios on our YouTube videos and our IG pages to join our VIP club for all news related to real estate and also updates regarding our podcast. Have a wonderful day, guys. This is Inder and Maria. Take care.
Bye. Good.
What do you mean it'll do? That show's bomb.
That'll do.
That's a baldy.
That'll do. Cheers to us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We should have you guys on podcast more.
That's right.
Yeah, can we fucking wrap that shit up in like 2 minutes? Are you aligning yourself
Yeah.
with the universe?
I'm aligning myself with the camera gods.